Okay, hello everyone. My name is Wu Jiyu. Metric number is A2070049, and welcome to our panel discussion. The topic today is Power in the Future. Can we go fully green? In last class, we have already listened to the viewpoints and the opinions of four guests on the four parts. Today, we are going to have a profound discussion about everyone's thoughts and problems regarding each part. Okay. The next is our first speaker, Ding will explain why clean energy makes sense financially in the long run. Our second speaker, Wang Wen, talked about the real challenges, especially in developing countries. And our third guest, Guan Yumeng, focused on how clean energy helps with social fairness and access. And finally, our first speaker, Yan Shuaichen, remind us of the possible downsides, like job losses in old industries. And the test I chose in the last class was to reach global climate goals. The share of renewables in power generation must rise from 28% today to 91% by 2050, and the resources is International Renewable Energy Agency. The reason is that this situation not only provides strong data support but also is highly consistent with the topic, making it an ideal reference for discussing the future of clean energy. Next, we will move on to a brainstorming section. We can raise any question or ideas regarding the four viewpoints mentioned in the last class. This is a complete free part. Okay, so welcome to our first guest, Ding Yiwen.
Dear Professor and classmates, hello everyone. My name is Ding Wen and my student number is 8214646. The content I will introduce next is that clean energy is a long-term economic truth.
I'm sorry to interrupt. You are not supposed to use slides for your panel discussion.
Okay, thank you. And I will close it.
Right. No reading either, yeah?
Okay, yeah. Okay, you can continue, Ding Yiwen.
Okay. I will introduce clean energy is a long-term economic truth. Same viewpoint, the core idea of clean energy is a long-term truth for the economy. It's expanded upon as it has long-term cost advantages and economic benefits that promote job growth compared to fossil fuels, which are limited by resources and subject to price fluctuations. Clean energy sources such as solar and wind energy require initial promoting employment growth. Despite facing challenges such as storage technology, its long-term economic benefits are sufficient and are key to sustainable environment. Does anyone have any questions? Please fill them. We can discuss them.
Okay, I have the question. Do you think the solar energy and the wind energy are really cheaper than burning coal? What is the current price approximately? Because I don't think so, because the current coal price is very low and the coal mine resources are abundant. Besides the initial construction, cost is high, and the energy storage system is not perfect calculated. It will be more expensive than traditional energy.
Yes, I support the view that solar and wind energy are cheaper than burning coal. I believe that solar and wind energy are cheaper than burning coal. In 2022, 80% of new renewable energy projects had the cost lower than fossil fuels. Currently, the cost of photovoltaic power is about 0.3 yuan per kilowatt hour or less, while wind power is 0.25 to 0.6 yuan per kilowatt hour, and the coal power is about 0.25 to 0.45 yuan per kilowatt hour.
Okay, I have one question. Because in the long term, is it more effective to use clean energy? For instance, as maintenance and operation cost lower or not? Because in my opinion, although solar panels and wind turbines don't last forever, they still need replacement and repairs, especially in harsh weather. If the country lacks people, nature or parts, the maintenance can be difficult, costly in the long term.
Yes, I believe that using clean energy in the long term is more cost effective. There is an initial investment in equipment, but operating and maintenance costs are low. For example, the annual maintenance cost of solar power is only 0.5% to 1% of the investment, and the energy is free. In contrast, the prices for fossil fuels fluctuate greatly, and the long-term cost is higher.
Okay, I have a question. If we had to turn the clean energy early, would we have saved a lot of import costs related to oil? For me, I think we will save a lot of import costs related to oil, so I'm a favor of it. More than 70% of China's oil import. If more solar and wind energy is used, less forged oil will need to be purchased. The International Energy Agency have quoted for the every 1% increase in renewable energy, $200 million in import costs can be saved in a year.
Okay, I believe that the shifting to clean energy earlier can reduce the cost of oil imports. Fossil fuels are important and their prices fluctuate greatly. Clean energy can be locally supplied, although there is need for equipment investment initial. In the long run, it can reduce reliance on important and lower costs.
I want to ask about will job opportunities increasingly come from clean energy industry in the future? Because I think that clean energy is continuously interesting the market at a stage. Will the correspond job market also see an increase in demand?
I believe the clean energy industry will provide more job opportunities. In 2022, more than half of the new jobs in global energy center world come from areas such as solar power and wind energy. It's estimate that this industry will create 30 million new positions by 2030. Finally, let me summarize. Although the initial investment is high and the energy storage technology needs to be broken through, the operating cost is sufficiently lower than that of fossil fuels, which can efficiently stabilize energy expenditure and developing clean energy is not only economically residential, but also promote green growth and personally in the job market. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, let's welcome our second speaker, Wang Wen.
Hello everyone, hello Professor, good afternoon. My name is Wang Wen and my student number is A214653. Today the topic I'm going to discuss is there is still difficult for developing countries. Although clean energy is a general term, the transition progress is not easy for many developing countries. Shortage of the fund relies on technology and backward infrastructure are some of the problems can make this country still rely on cola and diesel in the short term. Today, let's talk about what specific difficult developing countries are facing and what possible solutions there are. And does everyone have any ideas or questions?
I have one question. Why do many developing countries still rely on coal and diesel? What is the biggest difficulty for them to switch to clean energy? Because I think it may be because the initial investment in some clean energy sources is too high, making it difficult to get stringent.
Okay. In my opinion, developing countries rely on coal and diesel. On the one hand, it is because traditional energy infrastructure is well established, and switching to clean energy requires large-scale dimensional and infrastructure. On the other hand, the economic level of developing countries is limited, and the initial investment in clean energy is huge. The biggest challenge in switching to clean energy is still shortage of the funds and technology. The lack sufficient funds for contractor and also find it difficult to master advanced clean energy technology.
Do you think that installing solar panels and wind turbines cost too much at the beginning? I suppose this will that the initial investment for installing photovoltaic and wind power equipment in developing countries is high. For instance, the cost of small-scale photovoltaic power stations in sub-Saharan Africa is twice that of traditional power stations, far exceeding the financial capacity of most countries.
I do think that initial reimbursement will indeed cost a lot. However, in the longer run, clean energy has a low operating cost and can generally offset the initial investment. But developing countries often find it difficult to bear this high initial threshold. Yes, that's all.
I want to know, do small countries have any way to get money or obtain technical assistance to transfer, because clean energy itself has much higher technical requirements than oil-based energy. Small countries may not have the necessary technology or funding.
I think it's possible. There are already successful cases now. For example, international funds such as the Climate Investment Funds of the World Bank and the Green Energy Loans of the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank. So the problem lies in the borrowing will increase the debt burden.
Okay, let me ask. It is more difficult to install power equipment in remote rural areas. How to solve these problems? Okay, in my opinion, yes, because the infrastructure in remote area is poor and the transportation cost is high. It will lead to increase the installation difficulty.
Definitely, it is difficult to install power equipment in rural areas. The main difficulty is in power transportation and the explore geographical environment. The solution is to implement small size and easy to install increment. Additional, through government subsidies for operation and chemical practitioner in management, the overall cost can be reduced. So, overall, clean energy demonstrates a significant advantage in terms of cost, long-term benefits, energy security, and employment. However, the transition to clean energy in developing countries does present considerable challenges. So choosing it is not merely an environmental consideration, it is also an inevitable choice for economic sustainability. It is a long-term decision that takes into account both the present and the future. We must finally embrace the transition to clean energy.
Okay, thank you. Let's welcome to our third speaker, Guan Yumeng.
Hello everyone, my name is Guan Yumeng and my student number is A207212. My topic is clean energy can promote energy equity around the world. I mentioned is in the last discussion that clean energy gives people a fair chance to study, work, and live healthier lives. It's not just about the environment, it's also about social justice and equity. Equal opportunities. Now everyone can express their own thoughts for discussion.
Yes, I have a question. Do you think clean energy can help more people have access to electricity, especially those living in remote areas? I support this view that clean energy sources such as solar power and small-scale wind power can provide independent power supply and are sufficient for remote areas. In some African villages, solar panels are used to provide electricity for residents without access to power.
Yes, I agree that clean energy is very helpful for people living in remote areas. In fact, one good example is solar mini grid project in Tanzania. This small system provides electricity for a village that are freeway away from the main power grid. With slow power, families can now use left in at night, change their phones, and even power small business like swing or food stalls. It's about giving people more opportunities to improve their lives. Please, the next one.
So what benefits can electricity bring to places like school and hospitals?
This is a great point. I'd think too. It is that electricity can completely change the environment of school and a hospital in remote area. For example, in the Solar Schools project in Kenya, having electricity means students can use digital tools like projectors, tables, and the internet. This makes learning more interactive and helps them catch up with urban school. So in both cases, electricity brings not just light, but real progress and hope to this communicate.
Okay, I want to ask, can clean energy drive local jobs, such as installation and maintenance? I think it is possible because it can increase the installation and maintenance work of solar energy, which can create many job opportunities.
Yes, I agree. Clean energy definitely has a potential to create local jobs. Solar energy projects have created jobs for local people as technicians and even trainers. Although this job often don't require a university degree, so young people can be trained quickly and stay working. However, I think it's important to make sure training programs and support system are in place, or some companies may still miss out on their job opportunities.
I want to know who should be responsible for ensuring that these places can also use clean energy. The government, businesses, or what? If we cannot ensure the widespread use of clean energy, I think it will be detrimental to social development.
Clean energy is important for social progress, so making it accessible must be a shared responsibility. The government should lead by providing policies and infrastructure. Business can bring in technology and innovation, especially in installation and maintenance. And internations or organization can offer funding, training, and global cooperation. So I believe that no single group can do it alone. Cooperation is the key to making clean energy available for everyone. Maybe this is the old question. I have learned a lot through this discussion. From what we talk about, it's clear that clean energy is not just about serving the environment, but also about change lives, especially in remote or low income areas. We have seen that clean energy can bring light and power to school and hospital. Improving education and health care, it can create jobs, those installation. But also, if people get the right training for some developing countries, the high cost and weak instructors makes it difficult to switch. And when it comes to responsibility, it's not just the government. We need business and international support to make clean energy fair and accessible to everyone. So overall, Clean energy has great potential, but we must work together to make sure no one is left behind in the transition. This is all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Guan Yumeng. Let's welcome to our last speaker, Yan Shuaichen.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yan Shuaichen, and my student number is A20A369. My topic title is the global workforce ready for the energy transition? My main argument is that how clean energy is necessary for the planet. The global workforce is not yet ready for the transition. Clean energy may create new jobs, but millions of fossil fuel workers may lose theirs, especially in coal, oil, and gas. There is a serious mismatch between new green jobs and the skills, education levels, and locations of current workers. Without transport, clean energy could increase inequality and leave people behind. So I believe you must have some questions about the article or about my views. Feel free to bring it up and I will answer you.
Okay, let me ask, if we reduce coal mines and oil plants, will many people lose their jobs? My answer is yes, because many workers are too old to have the skills to install new energy sources. If there are layoffs, it will affect many workers and their families.
All right, thanks for your question. Yes, reducing coal miners and oil facilities could lead to significant job losses, especially in regions that heavily rely on fossil fuel industries. Many workers and even entire communities depend on these industries for income and economic stability. So sudden closure without preparation can cause social unrest.
What about those who work in traditional energy? Are there any new jobs they can switch to? I believe that traditional energy protections can shift to new positions. There are a large number of new jobs in the fields of clean energy, manufacture and operation and maintenance, which can help them make the transition.
Okay, traditional energy workers have the opportunity to shift into new roles in the clean energy sector. These jobs are growing rapidly as the demand for clean energy increases. With proper training and government support, the transition is not only possible but be a chance for career advancement. Yes.
I have one question. Maybe has the government provided training or support to enable them to learn new skills? Because in my opinion, when the energy shift from coal or oil to solar or wind power, many workers lose their jobs directly, and the opportunities for returning are very limited or too slow, even marginally.
In many countries, governments have already launched the various programs to support workers in traditional energy sectors. They offer vocational training, reskilling program, and even financial assistance to help workers transition smoothly into clean energy jobs. This kind of government support plays a key role in ensuring that no one is left behind in the green transition. Yes.
The last question, how should we balance environmental protection and the employment of common people? I believe that is a just transition strategy is needed. On the one hand, it faced withdraw generally with coal mines rather than abruptly shutting them down, giving workers time to adjust. On the other hand, is regional economic diversification. For example, the range in the German transport from many areas into the Center for New Energy Technology. And the last one is a social network, employment benefits, and retaining subsidies refer to Denmark's flexible security policy.
Okay, the key is to take a fixed and people-centered approach. Here we must push forward with environmental goals. We cannot ignore the livelihoods of workers. And the report has 3 points. The first one, ensuring no one is left behind during the energy transition, and investing in green industry where job creation is strong. And the last one, engaging communities early in the planning process. Yeah. So all in all, the shift from fossil fuel to clean energy does bring challenges, especially for workers in traditional sectors. But with government support, job training, and the rise of green industries, we can create new opportunities. The key is balance environmental protection with social stability. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to our all speakers. Today we saw that clean energy is a big opportunity. It can help the economy and the planet. But we also saw that there are serious challenges like cost barriers and job losses. Whether we can go fully green in the future depends on how we balance the benefits and the risks, and how we support people through the change. Okay, thank you for your listening. Thank you, everyone.
Have you stopped?